Hey, hey. You guys can ask yes or no questions. Feel free to do so. Sherry, I am getting a yes. Knight of Cups for you, Sherry. Naija, I'm getting a no. The Hermit and the Tower came out together. Naija, okay, that sounds good. Little Light, sure. Happy holidays, Sherry. Thank you guys for liking. Little Light, I'm getting the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is a yes card for me. But it's probably something new between them, like something like not serious. They're not at the point yet where something has really developed here. I'll just put it that way. SB, I got you, girl. You'll be next after Naija, okay? You're welcome, Little Light. Naija, that sounds great. Hi, Maine. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I hope all is well with you too. Hi, Asia. That's awesome. Yeah, I got the tower and oh shoot, what was it? Tower and Hermit, maybe? So I'll look into that further for you. If you have a yes or no question y'all would like to ask and you haven't had a chance to do that, feel free to enter it into the chat and we'll work on those. We have about 7 minutes left of the free list, and then we're moving on to donations. Does anyone have any fun plans for the holidays? Like, is anyone going out of the country or traveling or doing anything like different that we've never done before? Anything fun? We're staying local throughout the holidays. We're not going anywhere right now. Hubby and I are just trying to get a nice little nest egg saved up right now at the moment, and then do more maybe sometime next year. But we're staying local, hanging with the fam. My brother he lives in Los Angeles. He just came in to our where we live last night. So I'll be seeing him tomorrow. Celebrating at the house. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. It's just easy. And it's fun. So all about Maine, I am getting a no. I have the death card. Hi Summit, welcome in. If anyone here has a question they'd like to ask for free, please make sure you do it now. We only have about 4 minutes left of the free list and then we're moving on to donations. On the screen, I have put our donations in order and the donation list is open. You're welcome, All About Me. Hi, beautiful love. Hopefully you're doing well. Beautiful love for free. Yeah, I'm doing yes, no tonight. Hi, Wish Upon. Hello, hello. Wish Upon. I'm getting a yes. The 8 of Pentacles. did you just finish that round? Or do you go back in? Wondering if you can make me some tea. It's really easy. I can walk you through the steps. So, over on yeah, correct. Yeah, the rest of the water. Beautiful love, I'm getting a no. 5 of wands. 5 of wands. Still some hardships up ahead with that. Summit, I'm only do yes or no questions for free. Tatiana, yes. Just get your question in soon. The list is closing in about a minute and a half. Beautiful love. Maybe so. Maybe so. Summit, in a yes or no format, I'm getting a no. You're welcome, beautiful love. Are you gonna do theirs first, real quick? There's no paper plates up there. Unless we put them in there. Tatiana, I'm getting a yes. Knight of Wands. It is attracting people who want something physical with you right now. All right, guys. So donation list is closed. No, sorry. Free list is closed. That's what I meant to say. Donations are still open. First on the list is Nyasia, so we're going to shuffle for her in a second. Hi, Precious. Welcome in. You're welcome, Tatiana. All right, Naisha, we're shuffling for you now. Okay. I saw that. I saw the Five of Wands in my mind and it just came out. Um, so Naisha, I guess what is important to talk about is like, is the money worth it for you? Because I know that you have plans and maybe some extra funds right now, and a steady income would be good for you. However, I just have a lot of cards here that are indicating like not a good idea. So, not to mention the first yes or no that we answered, which was the Hermit and the Tower. The Tower kind of just feels like things falling apart. We also have the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and the Five of Wands. This is the energy of restriction, um, feeling like you're backed up against a wall or backed up into a corner. Seven of Swords means like they're trying to pull the wool over your eyes. Five of Swords or Five of Wands hardship. So Naisha, give me 1 second. Um, and so I know that you said fun. Maybe you should have sent for 10 cards. You can up it. Um, I feel like honestly, what's going to be threatened is your authority, Naisha. I feel like your authority, maybe over yourself or over your position. I worry about you being able to voice your concerns and your ideas effectively. Part of me feels like you will be treated like a I don't know. Like you're not going to be treated like an adult with respect. That's what I worry about. Um, it could also be too, in addition to that, is just like blatantly neglecting your authority. Um, thanks, babe. Oh, can you put a little more water in there? Thanks, honey. Um, so like you know how there's people. I'm trying to figure out how to word this. It's not so like blanketly like generalized, but I feel like a lot of times women get shit on in the workforce, and our opinions don't matter. And a person of authority, if it's especially a masculine energy, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, they're going to look at another man with more respect than you. And I'm afraid you're going to get looked over. I'm afraid that you're not going to be heard, or you're going to have to say something like 10 times before it's actually taken seriously. Was that easy? That's what I thought. That sounds like a lot. Sounds like a lot. Okay, so let's extend on this now. Is there a separate question that you like to ask, or do you want me to just keep pulling cards on this? Also, we had the 5 of Wands paired with the Emperor, and the Emperor is someone who is in authority. So there is struggle here when it comes to that. Just repeating themes. The 7 of Swords does make me a little bit nervous because it talks about pulling the wool over your eyes. This offer might look better like right now than it will later on down the road. It might look like you were fooled into going back. The crazy thing is both my boss's names for 2 different companies is Justin. Did the staffing role waste her time? Yeah, that is crazy. Would the staffing role waste her time? All right, I'm asking yes or no. I got yes, yes, yes. 10 of Cups, 6 of Cups, King of Pentacles. Let's see. Why would this waste her time? Why is this a waste of time? The High Priestess. So they're saying that you know why this would be a waste of time for you. That you already know what the reasons of that would be. We also have the 9 of Cups, which talks about wish fulfillment and getting exactly what you want. And so this could be an obstacle or a block or cause delays for you to receiving what it is you're actually looking for. Hey, Amy, welcome in. Gotcha. There were a bunch of jobs posted. I may just let this one go. I worked for 3 days. They were trying to train me to do more than what I was told that I would be doing. I refuse to not get paid for multiple hats. Yeah, I was thinking to myself that they're making this offer a little bit too, like they're making it appear better than what it actually is, which is kind of what I touched on a little bit ago with the 7 of Swords. Is that you're going to get in there and realize this isn't what they presented to you, which I think you already have experienced that. So, yikes. I feel like in order for it to not be a waste of your time to go back, you would have to really be able to negotiate things and basically say, this is what I'm hired to do, this is what I'm doing, I'm not going above and beyond this unless I get a raise. Can you agree to these terms? And I feel like that's not something they're going to necessarily want to do. But I know that you said some adjustments were made and agreements were made, but I really feel like they're going to do what they can to try to continue to squeeze in any extra labor of yours for no charge. I really wish for you, Nasia, that there was a job out there that would just pay you what you were worth and you only needed the one job and you could do everything that you wanted or needed and not have to work two different jobs. Hey, Amy. Oh, you said you got boba. Amy, I got your donation. Thank you, girl. There is my own company. This is all lighting a fire under me. Naisha, as always, we say you and I are so much alike. And I'm realizing that in another way. And that is that I feel like we just don't get what we want. You and I just don't get what we want because our higher self knows that this is not where we're supposed to be. And they say, I'm going to make you so uncomfortable, so miserable, so beyond over it. So that way it actually gives you motivation to get things done because you and I can grow complacent if things are okay, if things are maybe not exactly what we want, but doable. But the thing is that we're never going to take chances. We're never going to get to where we need to be if we didn't get extremely uncomfortable and we didn't get extremely like done and over with this living this way. And I think that's another way that you and I are relatable because that's how I'm getting right now. I'm getting to the point where I'm just like, this isn't sustainable for me anymore. Like, I don't really have a choice. I have no choice in this. Think something has to change. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at. And I think that's where you are too. I can't keep working for people who resonate. Okay, people today exactly preach. I'm fed up. I can't keep doing it. Please, yeah, like exactly. You and I have a lot of alignment, like a lot of synchronicities in our life, and that's why I'm grateful to read for you because I feel like all the messages are also messages for me, and it's helpful. I'm going to work overtime, live frugally. I'm determined to get approved for a small business loan. I think that's incredible. And I think also when you have more money to your name, loans are more willing to take chances on you because you have more collateral, or I don't know what it's called, but you have more to your name. That they know that if you got some value behind things, they're more willing to work with you. And I think that that's probably a really good plan. Do you think you'll go back? Do you think you'll go back to Justin's company, the one that you were asking about, for now to save up money? Or do you think that you probably won't? Nope, not going back. Just gonna stick with my full-time job and work overtime. Oh, I didn't know you had that option. I love that. I think that's great. It's also going to teach this Justin guy a little bit of, or send him a little bit of a message that even though agreements were discussed and or whatever and raises were offered, that it still isn't enough. I feel like I don't know. I would hope that that sends him a message, but probably not. I'm probably thinking like too far into that. Jeez, I'm sorry, girl. That makes sense. And I think like just keep your head down, like you said, be more frugal. Um, save your money where you can. Cook more at home if you eat out a lot. Make coffee at home. There's so much you can do, to live below your means. And I think honestly, living below your means is the only way you can save anyway. Not within your means. Within your means keeps you breaking even, but if you live below your means, like that's where it's at. I know you told me both of your managers named Justin. Justin is a common name, but that's never happened to me. And I've worked a lot of jobs where I'm working two jobs at once, and I've never had the same management with the same name before. So that's kind of funny. It's a funny coincidence. I started doing the cooking at home and coffee more, so true. Yeah, and recently Brennan and I have like started this thing where we're going to Aldi once a week. Aldi and Lidl. Well, we're going to Aldi specifically, but I don't know if you guys have any where you live, but it's so much more affordable. We are still eating off of groceries that we bought a week ago, and we only paid $100. And I think that's absolutely incredible. It's so much more affordable there, and I said to him, we'll be going every week because lately we're spending between $200 to $300 every single week on groceries. So at a minimum, that's $800 a month just on like groceries and litter and cat food and household supplies and all that stuff between $800 and $1,200. And I'm like, if we can cut that in half by going to Aldi, that is absolutely what I'll be doing. And not only that, but it's European. It's a European store. So they have pretty much everything is free of dyes and preservatives and artificial stuff. A lot of their stuff is regulated by UK standards. So it's also a lot more healthy. To check out Aldi. That's awesome. There's one about, yeah, absolutely, Naija girl. We gotta help each other out. No gatekeeping around here. We have to inform one another because times are tough. So it's worth it to me. Our closest one is about 30 minutes away, but it is worth it to me to drive there once a week and stock up on things. We stock up a lot on like meat, protein, and stuff. Well, it's just randomness. I mean, I still have to go to my close grocery store for other things that they don't have, but it's all great. They have loaves of bread for 50 cents there. So that's another thing. If you make a lot of sandwiches or your kids eat a lot of sandwiches, um, like schools bring their lunch to school, stuff like that. 50 cents for a loaf of bread. It's insane. So definitely go there. Their avocados are like half of what my grocery store charges. It's just amazing. But anyways, enough of that. So SB wants a love spread. So SB, let's go ahead and shuffle for you now. Absolutely, Naija. Thank you so much for stopping by. All right, girl, I'm just going to pop this up on the screen so that way if you ever come back to this reading, you can scroll through. All right. I see your person's name here. Night, Asia. All right, SB. All right, how they feel. We have the Magician. Their true intentions, the Chariot. What you want is Knight of Wands. What they want is Justice. Both of those cards reversed for some reason. What brings you together? Five of Pentacles. What pulls you apart? Ace of Cups. Energy around the relationship. Two of Pentacles. Is there anything hidden? Knight of Swords. And will the relationship be successful? Six of Swords. I'm trying to remember who this Joseph is and if you have asked about them before. Give me a second here. I'm just processing everything. Yeah, 2 weeks ago at a work fair. Okay, so this is interesting. So I'm kind of pulled very much to the Justice card in reverse as far as like what they want. Getting that clarified really quickly, but some of the message has come in. Just want to see if I'm understanding the full. Okay, so something about what they're desiring here, what they want, they like mystery. They like not knowing everything. They don't like spoilers. They don't like predictability. I feel as though as well they might be prone to picking people that might not be very good for them, but they're very into that. So it's kind of like equal to a girl who just goes through a bad boy phase. You know, you want what's not good for you. I feel like this person could have a little bit of those tendencies. Not that they want to be treated like shit, but I feel like with the Justice in reverse, they're saying, if you're not fair to me, it's okay. It makes me more interested. Justice upright talks about being truthful, being honest, being forthright, straightforward, fair. And I feel like with it in reverse, saying that they want something in reverse is that they don't want to know everything. They don't want to necessarily, I don't know. I just don't, I think they want like an unpredictable, like fun, mysterious type of person in relationship. So I'm very like drawn to that because I also got the Emperor and the Eight of Swords connected to that, and they're saying that they feel best and they feel most confident when there is like cheeky energy of like not exactly knowing what's going on, like having little, also like the two of you like having like some secrets together. There's this energy of what is it? They like to keep you guessing, they like to keep other people guessing about the two of you. And I feel like that's when they feel the most secure, they feel the most confident. Not knowing everything or being blinded to certain things, or also maybe being blindsided. So again, this kind of teeters that line. It kind of flirts with that line of like safety and security, and then also toxicity. There's like that flirting there where it's just like, if it's, some of it is good but a lot of it is not great. He said what's funny is what's funny. I helped him with the code at work. He was getting attacked and dropped his badge. I picked it up, thought it was mine. And I accidentally wore it the next day. Oh my gosh. Amy, thank you for checking in. Then my coworkers were like, how do you have his badge? I had to explain. But it's like, they don't believe me. Oh my gosh, what do they think? I told him. Yeah, like he likes the idea of like you and the person that he's with like keeping him on his toes. So that was probably like a fun little anecdote, and also like it's like a funny thing that happened between you guys too. So he digs that a little bit. So the Knight of Wands in reverse is what you want. I feel like maybe for you, what's really important to you at this time is not being seen as an object. You know, you want to actively pursue something that you're passionate about. You may feel frustrated when other people don't, it's not that they don't see the value in you, but you could feel undervalued. Like you are really looking for someone who's going to see all that you have to offer and not just look at you as an object of desire. I feel like for how they feel about you with the Magician is, first and foremost, they feel like they may feel like you've got it all. Honestly, they might feel like you have all the qualities that could ever be desired. The magician here talks about someone having everything that they need, everything that they want. Maybe he looks at you, oh, you struggle with that. Maybe he looks at you as someone who like does it all, has it all, wants for nothing, um, because you take care of it. You take care of yourself. You're independent. Um, and not only that, but you have all the qualities that he could be looking for. The magician also talks about having the power, so he may feel like you have the power in this situation. It doesn't necessarily mean that he doesn't feel he has the power. It could mean that, but generally speaking, when he's talking about how he's feeling about you, it's like he could feel like you have some kind of influence or power over him. His true intentions, we have the Chariot. The Chariot talks about a one-track mind, being focused, being dedicated, being devoted. So I do feel like he is a dedicated and devoted partner, and I think his intentions would be to be that way as well. I do think that he has a wandering eye. Um, Not to say he'll do anything about that if you guys are in a relationship. Not that he's going to act on it, but I do think that he checks other people out. I do think he has a wandering eye. He does. He might even be a bit of a charmer, but he's devoted. He also might like. This is an interesting message. He also might like role play. Um, I know this has nothing to do with like anything that we're talking about. I mean, we're literally talking about intentions, but I'm getting the type of thing on his personality. Again, like I said, he likes people to keep him guessing. He doesn't like things to get boring. Um, he likes things to stay fun and exciting and things like that. So with his intentions being a devoted partner but a wandering eye, it's making me feel like he would want to role play. He would like to feel with you that he's with someone new every once in a while, even though it's really you. And I don't want you to feel like that means that he doesn't appreciate you and want you. It does. He just wants to unlock another part of your personality that could feel like it spices up and make things more exciting. Um, so yeah, there's that. I'm like, where am I? This reading is all over the place. That could be part of the way he thinks too. His mind could be very scattered and not very like meticulous, methodical. What brings you guys together? We have the Five of Pentacles, which also is very interesting to bring you guys together because the Five of Pentacles talks about lack or feeling like you don't have enough, or feeling like you don't have what it is that you want just yet. So there is a energy or an undercurrent of longing, and so I'm assuming that what brings you guys together is the longing or desire that you have to want to explore this. What pulls you apart? We do have the Ace of Cups. This could indicate that romance has not had a chance to bloom here, or feelings have not yet developed. Energy around the relationship, we have the the Two of Pentacles. So there's a need for balance here. I think that there could very easily be a power struggle within this connection. I think he might be willing to give you all of the power here, and he needs some of that too. There needs to be a balance. He needs to challenge you just the way you challenge him. Um, you know, he can't be the only one keeping this together. You can't be the only one making the effort, so on and so forth. The energy around the relationship is that it's very easily balanced, it's very compatible. However, it's just as easy for it to become imbalanced. It's very easy to kind of tip the scale. Um, so it's important that no one's giving too much to this connection. Not one person's giving more. I feel like he's the type of personality that could potentially give more. And again, that makes him confident, but we don't want to like overextend that into the toxic zone, if that makes sense. And I think for you, you might, after all this time, like that someone's pursuing you, and you might just let them do all the work. And that could fall into an easy habit, is to just allow this person to continue coming for you because it feels good. Because it's like, oh God, finally, like I want that to happen. And I feel like this person likes being that person. Um, but I do think that for sustainability long term, we have to make sure that we're also giving back. The hidden energy, it doesn't look like there really is any. We have the Knight of Swords. This could indicate that you guys typically don't think through things. Um, Maybe in this connection, it could feel like you're just doing things without thinking, and he's also feeling the same way. But he likes that, again, keep in mind. He likes unpredictability. He doesn't like having to constantly think through things and plan things. But that could just be like an energy around the relationship, or something that you don't know is that, or don't realize about yourself, is that you might be more inclined in this connection to follow impulses rather than to think things through, because he has a very influential, like persuasive personality. Like, let's just go, let's just do. You know what he's reminding me of? Oh, actually, a lot. He's reminding me of Logan from Gilmore Girls. That's what he's reminding me of. He's reminding me of someone who just wants to go and do and not really think, and kind of bring fun and whimsy and mystery to the connection, but like maybe needs to be able to be serious sometimes. Will the relationship be successful? I have a yes. I mean, generally speaking, I feel the Six of Swords can teeter in the maybe zone, but the Six of Swords is a good card. It is a good energy. It talks about leaving what's hard and moving into something that's easy. So, will the relationship be successful? And that card being the energy of that question does feel good. It feels like you're moving into something positive. So, SB, that is what I've got for you. Okay, that sounds good, SB. Go for it. All right, SB, I'm ready for you. Go for it. Whatever your question is, you can let me know. And then after this, we have Amy. And I think that's all we've got as of right now. Donations are open for those of you who are just hanging and chilling. I don't have a specific cutoff time tonight, but basically, I'm gonna get through everyone, and we'll let it come to a natural close probably. Exactly. You know what's fun is when you get into a relationship that is very predictable, but because you individually, your personality is not predictable and your partner's personality is not predictable, that it feels like the best of both worlds because you have that stability of that predictability because you guys pretty much do like the same thing day in and day out and very rarely deviate from that. So you have that sense of security of knowing like what your day is going to be like. But because your person's personality is so unpredictable, and they say like the wildest things and they do the wildest things and you are also the same way, then it's never the same thing. Even though you might be doing the same things every day, you still are off the cuff and out of pocket 24/7. And that's a really fun dynamic because things never get boring. You're always laughing, you're always having fun, but at the same time, you still have that like security of knowing what your day is going to entail and you have that predictability. So like that's also a lot of fun. You don't want to get bored in your day to day, but you also don't want to get bored in your relationship. That's awesome. Okay. So first question, what does he think about us? What does he think about us, please? I think he's impressed by your intelligence. You have the Tower and the King of Swords. The King of Swords talks a lot about being intelligent and being full of knowledge, being wise because of what you've learned, um, being forthright. And I feel like with the Tower here, that comes with like the element of surprise or element of shock. And so those two together make me feel like he is surprised by the level of intelligence, like the things you come up with sometimes. I don't know if this is in conversation, maybe you have witty banter, or maybe you come up with solutions, or like you guys are talking about the code thing, that maybe he's like just very impressed by your mind and the way that you think. um so that's something that's coming through first, so that might be a big attraction point for him. um I feel like he thinks you like to have fun. He views you as someone who likes to celebrate, goof off, half his glass full kind of personality. You might be more optimistic than maybe other people he surrounds himself with, or more than he's more optimistic than other people that he's met. You're great at communication. You're great at expressing your thoughts. You're great at it's all very mental. I think he has a lot of fun with that. We also have the Queen of Swords. So again, a lots of mental energy. King, Queen, and Ace of Swords. So this talks about him feeling like you guys, oh shit, you guys are a great match. Whenever I have a king and queen of the same suit in a reading, especially in a mini reading, this is top tier because it's you have 78 cards to choose from. So what are the odds that a king and a queen of the same suit are going to come out? Very, I don't know, the chances are low or lower. And it still came out here. So this is telling me that he feels like you guys are compatible. You're a good match. Like, dare I say, perfect match. I feel like when there's a king and queen in a reading, but they're different suits, I still feel like they're compatible, but in different ways. They're both mature, They have the same maturity level, and they might have the similar goals, but maybe their personalities or the way they process their thoughts or feelings could be a little bit different. But generally, they're compatible. But when you have a king and queen of the same suit, that does make me feel like this person thinks that you guys are a perfect match. Bubbly and optimistic, yes, that's a great way to word it. That's definitely what I was picking up on for sure. Like, you're really smart, but at the same time, he's also like, she likes to have fun. She's a fun personality. Maybe that's the thing. He thinks that you're very fun. I gotta say, there's nothing more attractive than someone's mind. I really feel that way. And it could be the Gemini in me being extremely biased to that because maybe other people put more emphasis on physical appearance. But I think that the way that someone thinks is the most single handedly the most attractive quality in a person. So if you don't have a good personality, a good thought process, entertaining company, if you're not a good, like a fun person to be around in a mental way, like if you, I don't know, like to me, I think the more intelligent you are, the more that you can think on the fly, the better that you can improvise. Just overall, just I feel like that's such an attractive quality. And there's just nothing more attractive than someone's mind. And so I feel like for him to say that and to keep going on and on and on about the way that you think, that is such a high praise. And I just feel like it's important because I don't know if I really like expressed how much that means to him in that reading. Like it can just make someone even more attractive. Like you could already start out going, "Oh, that's a nice looking person," but when their mind starts going, they tell you like random facts, random trivia. They're like they know things that you don't know. Like I'm just like, "Oh, I just love it. I think it's amazing." I love people who know things that I don't know. I think because I'm not like a genius or anything, but I know so much about so many things. I think that is my Gemini personality, that I just will randomly just look up so many things for no reason, and I know random facts for no reason. That when someone knows something that I don't know or I've never heard, I'm like, ooh. All right, how will things be between them moving forward? Me too. I love searching about random things. We're both ruled by Mercury, you and I. Yes. Yes, girl. That's exactly it. It's got to be a Mercury thing. Communication, conversation. I love it. That's so funny. My sister's a Virgo. We think very similarly, and we could talk for hours and hours and hours. Aww. Well, you Virgos keep me straight, that's for sure. Keep me organized. So for you, FB, I have the King of Cups, the World, the Chariot, Three of Pentacles, and Two of Wands. So, first of all, I do want you to know that I think he thinks you're a catch. I think that he thinks that anybody would be lucky to have you, call you their blank, their girlfriend, wife, fiance, their girl, whatever. I feel like he views you as a catch. I think that this is pretty realistic that he would be willing to maybe confess to you, or profess, I should say, how he's feeling about you, and I think you would be too. I think you both would be open to it. The King of Cups is generosity. Um, it's acknowledging one another, hearing each other out, hearing what each other have to say. It's heartfelt. Um, and I feel like with the World here, this can indicate feeling like something has happened. Something big has happened between the two of you. The World talks about success and completion and accomplishment. And if you're wanting to know how things will be between you moving forward, I think something will happen that you feel like, okay, something big has happened here. Something big has happened between us. The Chariot is here again, talking about being dedicated or devoted. I feel like the Three of Pentacles talks about how you'll continue to work together and do well with that. There's something here like friends and lovers. It's kind of what I'm hearing. I don't have the lovers card, but I hear like the type of connection where you guys can be friends and coworkers or whatever, and also be in a relationship. You like work well together in both dynamics. The Two of Wands just indicates anything is possible. It means that nothing has happened yet, but there is thinking. So there's not talk and there's not prep, but there's thinking and planning. So Two of Wands is essentially the thought process that goes behind the action of Three of Wands. So what I mean by that is, let's say you're planning a trip and you're like, okay, I gotta pack. So the Two of Wands phase is maybe where you sit there and think through all the things you have to put in your suitcase. So you're going, okay, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, face wash. And then you go, maybe I should make a list. And you start making a list. But you haven't packed anything yet, but you're just thinking about it. You're thinking about all the things that you need, and you have a plan. You expect to put this plan in motion, but it hasn't been put into action yet. That's the Two of Wands. The Three of Wands is when you're physically putting those things into the suitcase. You're packing your bags and you're getting ready to leave. That's Three of Wands. So you're in the Two of Wands phase right now with this person. That it's like the thinking stages. It's like the preparation. It's like, I am going to do something about this, but I haven't quite actually taken the action steps to do that thing. So I'm thinking about it. I'm mulling it over. I'm making plans, but the decision has been made. So I do feel like this is the stage that you guys are in right now, where you guys are kind of figuring each other out, and you're making mental notes and plans to express yourself or to communicate. Again, talking about your emotions or your feelings. And so this could be as innocent as communicating with one another about something heartfelt. This could be him communicating to you about a relationship that he had been in. Or you could communicate like your upbringing. but you guys have something that's big here that brings the two of you closer, and that's what I'm seeing for your connection. I'm seeing like something big that happens that makes you feel like you've pulled back a layer and you guys are closer than before, but it's on an emotionally intimate level. So this is great for the connection because now you feel a little bit more open, a little bit more vulnerable. Um, but you have had a heart to heart conversation that makes you feel like you know this person more than maybe you did before, and also more than what other people know. So to me, this feels big. It feels big for your connection. Um, I'm gonna say you guys are gonna go from being peers slash coworkers slash friends to be or coworkers to being more friends on an intimate level. We'll put it that way. Yeah, that's kind of where I see you guys at right now. I'm cool with friends on an intimate level. I think I want attention. You're welcome. Thank you so much, SB. I appreciate you being here. Amy, that sounds great. Go ahead and type away, and I'll be back in just a second to read through all of it for you. Hey, Amy. Thank you for letting me take a quick bathroom break. All right. So I'm reading everything now, but I haven't had a chance to. Esty, I got your donation. Thank you. Terry, I got your donation. Thank you. All right, Amy, I got you. Lena, hey. Lena, you're more than welcome to ask a yes or no question, but I am working on donations right now, and it's gonna be a while before I'm able to get to you. It's probably gonna be like 45 minutes or so, if I were to guess. We have a couple people ahead of you. So if you're willing to hang around, then I'll answer, but you have to be present or you'll get skipped. So that's up to you. That's your call. Okay. Sounds good. Well, I'll call on you when it is your turn and we'll make sure you're here, okay? All right. So, Amy. Let's channel. All right. All right, guys. So for those of you hanging out and waiting, I'm just giving you guys a heads up. You might have experienced a channeling before, but just know that I'm very quiet during the channelings. I'm here. I am monitoring the chat. If you need anything, just holler. But typically, you don't hear me talking. I'm doing automatic writing, and this can take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes to complete. So just be patient and also know that I am here if you have any questions. Still here, guys. I'm about halfway done with Amy's reading. I'm here, and I went ahead and posted the donation list a few comments ago. So if you want to know where you are, just check that out. And then we have one free read that we're doing after that. Just an update. I'm here. I'm monitoring the chat if you have a question. All right, Amy, I've got you, girl. Now, brace yourself because I don't know, like, if this is going to be helpful or not. I hope that it is. And I hope that you get it and I hope you understand. All right. So he says, the longer things progress, the more reality kicks in. I start to feel like this won't work. It's been fun for sure. I just don't know how realistic this is. I've been fantasizing and enjoying talking with you, but it feels like this just isn't going to be easy for either of us. All I can see right now are obstacles. I don't know, I just kind of felt like we were in a bubble where it was new and exciting and entertaining, but suddenly that bubble popped, and it made me wonder if this even makes sense because I don't want to catch feelings for something casual and long distance. I just really felt like I needed to keep myself or sorry, I feel like I just really needed to keep to myself and not get my hopes up. I mean, I feel like you weren't really sure what you wanted from this either. I know we were just taking things day by day. I guess it felt like you'd be fine either way. And right, I get that, but I just don't know if it was logical anymore to further this along. I feel like you can have any guy close by to you, and that would be easier, and maybe the same for me. I don't know. I'm just getting in my head, but I do think what I'm saying isn't way off base either. Just thinking about you having other options, I can't compete with that. And honestly, I wouldn't want to stand in your way. I'd hope you'd understand the same way for me. Just feels kind of confusing right now, just feels like I need some time away. Maybe it's for the best. That's fair. Do you feel he developed like feelings for me? I I feel like he developed feelings for you. I don't know if they were deep. I think that they were on the trajectory of going there, and I think that I think that might be where the bubble popped, because I feel like for him, everything was fun when everything was like new and fresh and exciting, he says. But the second that reality kicked in, that like, oh, I could actually see myself getting feelings for this person, it's like pop. And then the reality was, well, shit, what do I do now? Because I have to think about this logically. And then it kind of like was a domino effect at that point. So I don't think it was like deep feelings yet, but I think that he saw the potential there of getting those feelings. So he's like catching feelings. So yeah, I don't think it got there quite yet, but I do think that that could potentially be why he pulled back. I think also he didn't really know exactly what you were looking for. I mean, I don't know. That's what it felt like. That's what I was picking up. And I feel like for him too, like there's an insecurity. There's just an innate insecurity that happens when you're long distance. It's like you will always be insecure when you're long distance with someone, no matter how long you've been together, how much you trust them. It just comes with the territory. And I think for him, he was thinking better off like cutting ties now, because if she potentially could meet someone closer to where she is, and I don't really know exactly where her head is at, like I hear what she's telling me, but I still don't know no for sure. I feel like for him, he's like, I think I just need to allow her to be open to someone closer, because I don't know what I can provide here. Yeah, because I remember him trying not to admit he was folding, and then he admitted one time he was folding. But I remember telling him that I'm open whatever happens. And I think that's the thing, Amy, is that you were trying to be very like take the pressure off, right? You were trying to remove the pressure of the relationship, but I think that somehow it got into the territory of being more aloof and being more like carefree and being more like it is what it is. And I feel like that's great for not putting pressure on a situation, but I feel like from his perspective, and you didn't know this, you don't know that you don't know, like you're trying to do what's best for you and whatever. And so like it's not really your job to cradle his feelings, but I feel like for him, he was perceiving that as like I don't have any kind of commitment from this person. And what can I do from hundreds of miles away? Like, I feel like for him, he was just like, you know what I mean? Harry, you're more than welcome to post your question now if you'd like. I do have one person in front of you, but I work off of StreamYard, so that means that I can save your question and put it in a folder until I'm ready for you. So if you would like to go ahead and post your question now, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, because I remember how I teased him by saying, "Don't you miss me?" playfully, and he would have a long pause to say, and said, "Of course I miss you." Yeah, so like honestly, Amy, this might be like catch him off of way left field, but I think that there is potential, Amy, if for you to say to him, and this is if you want to, for you to say, "Hey, it's been a minute. I noticed." I'm just gonna be direct with you and say that I've noticed that our conversation has dwindled down some. I'm not sure if any of that has to do with me personally, but I want to make my intentions clear that I would like to pursue something with you in a more serious or committed way based off of what I know. I'm not ready to jump into a relationship right this second, but I would be open to naturally progressing in that direction. And I'm just putting those cards on the table. You can do what you will with that information and just see if that kind of pulls him back in, because something does tell me that he, and you can use those words verbatim if you want, but something tells me that he like just doesn't know exactly where your head is at. You're very carefree when you speak with him, and I think that if he had a better sense of direction, that might be just enough to get him communicating with you again, knowing that this could lead somewhere. The issue is that Amy, you have to determine, do I want that? If I say those words, is that authentic to me and how I feel? Because if not, absolutely don't say that to him. And the other thing is that if you do go down that road, are you okay with this person being long distance? Are you willing to work through that? Or do you think that maybe he's right and maybe it is better that you guys just part ways at this point? Something to think about, you know? Carrie, I have your question. Thank you so much. Right, Luna, it's like I like for us to get to know each other more is all. And that's the thing, Amy, is like I think for him, he's thinking, why am I gonna get to know someone further if like there's no I think he just doesn't want to make himself vulnerable. You know, I think for him, he just is like, I don't want to open myself up to catch feelings for someone if it's not going anywhere or there's no reality of it going anywhere. And I think that could be, it's okay, you know, you can say like you don't have to be on the same page as this person, but I'm saying like if you're open to something serious and if you're open to a long distance relationship, then maybe tell him, because I think that that might be a way to pull him back in. Harry, okay, I see your correction. Will I be on tomorrow? My hope is yes. My hope is to be on tomorrow. The only thing is that my family is doing a holiday party tomorrow. It's like a small, intimate Christmas shindig, and it's earlier in the day, but I just have to see how I'm feeling when I get home. Like if I'm pumped and got a lot of energy, I'll be on tomorrow night. It will probably be like later in the evening, like maybe like around this time or a little later. Um, but I don't know for certain. I didn't make plans to stream tomorrow, but I will be here if the opportunity presents itself. I'm open to it. So, but yeah, you'll see me Monday for sure. Right, that's what I think, like he's afraid. Lena, you're so sweet. Who are you talking to? Are you talking to Amy? If you're talking to me and you're looking at my animated drawing, my icon, that is a hair color that oh, thank you. That's a hair color I used to have. I don't have it anymore, but I've been thinking about going back to it. But thank you. My hair is dark now, but I loved it for my bridal pictures, but I don't know, I keep going back and forth about dyeing it. You're so sweet. Thank you. I need to drink more of my tea. Amy, that sounds good. When it comes through, I'll let you know. You're welcome, Amy. SB is here. Girl, I thought you were going to fall asleep. Okay. Let's shuffle for SB. Sorry, guys. I'm still fighting like a cold thing. I don't know what it is. I donated for one more. I'll post my question. I may fall asleep. Alright, so SB is here. 5 cards. How would Joseph treat you if you were to connect romantically on that level? All right. Ashley, thank you for liking. So I feel like he would be very generous with you. Like he would put you first. Love language might translate to acts of service. I feel like it's important for you to know that he would treat you with kindness and he would make you a priority. The Knight of Pentacles is like a chivalrous energy. It's one where you do things the right way, you do things how you should. I feel there's also like whenever I see pentacle suits, like court cards, I feel like I get a lot of like gentlemanly, old-fashioned, traditional type of values and styles. So I feel like that's what he would bring to the relationship. I think that he would be protective of you. I think that there would be kind of a cute little balance between his protectiveness and your nurturing side. Very like divine feminine, divine masculine energy here. I have the Two of Cups and I have the King of Pentacles. So just equal love. Again, like I had said before, there is like a natural balance that is in the relationship. I feel like he would be a very intuitive partner. And what I mean by that is I feel like he would anticipate your needs. He would anticipate what you're thinking, what you want, what you need. And I think I think a love language of like anticipating someone's needs is so beautiful. This can literally mean you're washing your hands and he reaches for the towel and hands it to you. That's anticipating your needs. It could be anything from that, ranging to reading your body language and giving you like comfort because he could read your body language and see that you're needing some type of security or safety in that moment or comfort in that moment. It could be anything from like hearing what you're saying, but knowing that that's not what you mean and asking you to elaborate further or acknowledging. And that comes with like the King of Cups that I got from your reading earlier. So it's like an intuitive partner is a great partner to have because it allows you to be authentically you and be and feel seen. There is, of course, a light and a shadow side with that because you could get really dependent on him reading you really well, that you fall into this habit of not communicating your needs, which is not good either. So keep that in mind if you guys do start a relationship, that you don't just like default into him having to figure things out for you. But I think that's a beautiful relationship to have. It's a symbiotic, synergistic type of connection. You also have the Hierophant and the Ten of Cups. So this talks about being in alignment. This talks about a long lasting relationship. So this could be a connection that goes the distance for you, something that lasts forever. And the Hierophant talks about compatibility, meaning that in the areas where it matters, you guys are very similar. So if religion is important, you guys are compatible. If values are important, you guys are compatible. If goals are important, traditions are important, you guys are compatible. All those different types of things. So I feel like honestly, this is a good choice. Like I really like this person for you. Um, I feel like you always have decent choices, but I don't know. This person's kind of cool. I kind of like this guy. So yeah, that's what I've got for you, girl. Amy, I got your donation. You'll be after Terry, okay? He reads body language well. Yes, that's what I was talking about. Okay, so Terry is up next. Terry says, I've been talking to Charlie. I know he doesn't want a long distance relationship. Do you see that changing? Okay, so Terry. Terry, if you're here, please check in with me. I like that for you, SB. All right, Terry, awesome. All right, I'm going to shuffle for you now. And I saw where you corrected that you said a long distance is what you meant to say, long distance. Sorry, guys, I'm coughing my life away on mute over here. All right. All right. Is this changing for Terry? Let's see. All right, Terry. So what I am seeing is that this aspect is not going to change. I feel like he's pretty set in his thinking when it comes to this specific area. I feel as though it's not that he's opposed to the idea with you. I'm not picking up on that or anything. I feel like it's just the general long distance he doesn't want to do. I think honestly he's even against it temporarily. Like, in a matter of speaking, if he knew that it was only going to be a year and then you guys would be physically together, I still think he would be against it. I think that for him, and now I don't know if this is like previous relationships that he's witnessed or he's been a part of that makes him feel so convicted in this stance, but I feel like it's just a no-go for him regardless. Now, would he consider something with you if immediately you could be living right near him? I think that that's a possibility. It's not the question that I asked, but I think that that would be opening to that, because we do have the King of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Justice, and this talks about starting again, starting over, starting anew, or renewing the connection, the relationship. And the Empress talks about growing something with someone, developing something. So I feel like literally he's just very against this long distance thing, whatever it is. And I just feel as though I don't know. I'm like, what is this? Because the Six of Swords is here. And sometimes that can indicate traveling. So I think for him, he just needs you to be closer. I think in order for him, but for you, you're probably thinking, well, I don't want to uproot my whole life. That could be a thought that you've had, because you don't fully know what, you're going to change your whole life around for this person. That's a lot too, especially because you don't know where it could go or how far it would go, and that would just be a lot. So I think maybe it could just be coming to terms with the fact that you guys aren't compatible in that way, that it's just not going to work out. I don't think he's gonna change his mind. I don't see that changing at all. Exactly. When you have a job, exactly. But he seems pretty, according to these cards, he seems pretty dead set against it. And yeah. He said he wants to be friends. Yeah, I mean, I think that's nice. I think that, you know, even friendship long distance is hard. Yeah. Thank you, Terry. You're welcome. Sounds good, Amy. All right, and then what we're gonna do, since things are kind of coming to a natural close at this point, I am going to do a last call for donations. So anybody who is thinking about donating, go ahead and do that now. Before the list closes. I'm getting hungry. And I just ate like 2.5 hours ago and I'm starving again. Hey, Amber. Oh, wait a second. Hold up. Is Lena still in here? because I got to do Lena's yes, no as well. I told her I would work down the donation list and then I would do a yes, no for her. Brooklyn, I got it. Thank you. I am still doing readings. I just put a last call on my donation list. So basically I'm taking in the last couple of donations that come through and then I'm going to close the list. Amy, I got it. Thank you. Let me throw on the screen really quickly the donations. All right, so I'm trying to think. Who do we have? Think, Amanda, think. Okay, we have Amy. We have Brooklyn. Amy, so I'm sorry. You asked if I was still doing readings. I'm still doing donations, but my free list closed about 2 hours ago. So I'm sorry if that was confusing. I'm accepting donations. So when you asked if I was still doing readings, that's what I was saying I'm doing. Hey Nessa, welcome in. All right, so last call. I'll let that go for another minute or two, and then I will be closing the list. Shuffling for Amy now. So the Six of Swords is here, and it kind of talks about like letting the situation go if you think that's what I guess is for the best. Six of Swords talks about a rite of passage, something that needs to happen, but it can feel regretful because it may not be the way you wanted things to come to an end, but you know that it's for the best. And that's what that card kind of embodies. And so, with that being said, if you feel like things have come to a natural end where you know that nothing more can come from this, you could continue to talk, you could continue to have conversations and enjoy each other's company virtually, but you know that like nothing can really grow here, nothing can really come from this, or you know that it probably wouldn't, that maybe is for the best to go ahead and let this go. I think this is where you really have to sit with yourself, Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles, and think about like, do you want to develop this connection further into something more substantial? Are you okay with, like, were you just looking for companionship, or were you looking for something to develop into something more? You have to really sit with yourself and figure that out. And the fact that you don't know is okay, but it means that we can't allow ourselves to then, for lack of better words, string someone else along because we don't know what we want. That's not fair to the other person. Um, so then, okay, so if you're open to it, if he wants it, and you're open to developing things more, then I think you need to be um, brave and tell him that. Maybe use the phrasing that I told you earlier, to basically put it all out there and just see if that speaks to him. Because I think sometimes we can get scared and we can get um, nervous to make put our neck out there, stick our neck out in hopes that it's going to get chopped. Like, we can get scared getting vulnerable, but sometimes that's exactly what needs to happen in order for us to grow in that connection. Because if no one's willing to do that, then there's no fertile ground. Exactly, Amy. Like, you can't regret putting yourself out there ever, because then you have your answer always. I feel like that's why I'm an intuitive reader, because I think it's important for you to make that decision for yourself. Yes, have you come to me in other circumstances and been like, what do the cards say? Should I reach out to this person? You could feel intuitively that that situation was probably done. However, after the channeling tonight and knowing what I know and seeing the cards that I'm getting, I put it all together. And I feel like it's still important that you're able to express yourself, because something tells me that never knew exactly where your head was at. And I think he just didn't want to go there if he didn't think anything could happen. Um, and you might not get a response, but at least, like you said, that'll be a response. You're tired of having regret because you didn't say anything. Yeah, I think that if that's what you want to do, I think that's important. And it could be why I was inspired to tell you um to reach out to him. But I feel like there's a way to make your intentions clear. People come to me all the time. What are this person's intentions? What are their intentions with me? What do they think of me? What do they want with the situation? What are their intentions? I get that question all of the time. But sometimes these people also need to know what your intentions are. They also need to know like what you're thinking, what you want, because everybody needs to know what someone's intentions are in order to make the best decisions for themselves. And I think that you can't make a decision or expect someone to make the best decision for themselves with only part of the information. So give them all the information and then they can make the decision at that point. Otherwise, they're just choosing blindly. And anyone's going to choose to protect themselves in that situation. Yeah, exactly. You can just say, like, that's my truth. All the cards that are out on the table now, do with it what you will, and go from there. Yeah, so I think just send him a message. Just be like, I always told you I'd be upfront and direct, and that's the type of person that I am. I'm just going to say the obvious that I have noticed that the conversation has kind of died down some. If that has anything to do with me personally, I'm sorry about that. I just want to let you know where my head is at. I've taken this time away to really get real with myself, and I realize I am looking for something serious, and um, I am interested in moving in that direction. So laying out all my cards on the table and do with this information what you will, and let him process that. And maybe that's what he needed. Maybe that's a sign he was waiting for from you, to tell him that, okay, she's looking for something serious because all this time I thought she wasn't. And now I can make a decision based off of that. So essentially, what I just said, I think, is a perfect way to word it. Yeah, I think tonight would be good. I think tonight would be good. Svetlana, yes, you can donate. That sounds good, Amy. Go for it. All right, I'm back. Let's see. All right, Svetlana, I got your donation. You see, you'll wait your turn. What is my zodiac sign? Lena, I called on you a few minutes ago. I'm not sure if you saw that. It'll be another few minutes since you weren't here, but I can still do a yes, no for you if you'd like me to. All right, let's see. Brooklyn, I have your question. Lena, my zodiac sign, like my sun sign, is Gemini. Svetlana, I have your question. What's yours, Lena? Yeah, I'm a June Gemini too. Uh-huh. What day, Lena? Oh, nice. Okay, so Amy, I have the energy of restriction. Um, it's the Eight of Swords. Now, I will say this is a mental restriction, so he feels like his hands are tied. He feels like he is in an impossible place, a very frustrating situation that he feels like he has no control over. Now, a lot of times this card can talk about the imprisonment that we put on ourselves and we put on our own mind, and it's not actually a physical obstacle in your circumstance. It is, but what I mean is that he could be potentially making this a bigger deal than it actually is. He could be overthinking things, um, and so that's kind of what that card embodies. We also have the Four of Pentacles, which talks about holding back and keeping things to yourself. Maybe in this situation, he could be potentially having regrets because he could be thinking, I probably should have been straightforward and honest. And instead, I took the easy way out and just kind of like pulled my energy back and stopped communicating. And maybe I should have communicated more honestly. That's what this card kind of talks about. It's like maybe he feels like he should have been more open with you and honest with you about what he was thinking and feeling, rather than just like kind of starting to cut the communication down or off. But the Four of Pentacles says, I need to protect myself, so I need to kind of keep my feelings here close to me. Keep things close to chest. Now, there's also a duality about this card that talks about having a hard time letting something go. So he could be potentially like, it could be difficult for him to walk away from this. He could be on the outside making it seem like this is easy for him, but it's really not. And I do have the Star and the Death card that he does have hope that things will change, but I think he's just waiting for luck. We have Wheel of Fortune. I think he's waiting for luck or fate or divine intervention to come through, or some miracle out of nowhere to happen to fix this problem for him. I don't think that he's in an action-based mindset where he's willing to do something about it right now. Now, again, if he hears from you, this could change this trajectory. He can then take action. But I think he's looking for a sign from you or a message from you for divine intervention where you guys are like in the same place at the same time somehow, or a miracle where you tell him, oh my God, I'm moving to Canada. Like, I think he's looking for something externally from him to resolve this issue for him or to resolve itself. I think that he's kind of taken a back seat in an action-based mindset. So yeah, that's what I've got. Did you have any questions for me? What's up? What is your question? Oh my gosh. I was wondering, do you sense that he does replay the things I've said or looks at my pics? Um, I was not getting any sense of that, no, but there is a small indication here that that is something that he would do, because I have the Four of Pentacles, and this talks about having a hard time letting something or someone go. And so when we're talking about it in the context of you, he's making it seem like this is an easier thing than it actually is for him. And when you're holding on to something, it likely means that you're holding on to possessions, conversations, screenshots, text messages, so on and so forth, because you're not ready to fully walk away from this. So with that being said, I think it's very possible that he is doing those things, but I didn't specifically get that feeling. You're welcome, Amy. Have a good night. That sounds good, Amy. All right, so Lena, I'm calling on you for your yes or no question, please. Go ahead and post that now. I'm shuffling for Brooklyn. Brooklyn, if you're here, just let me know in the chat so I know if I need to timestamp your reading. Hey, Lena, go ahead and post your yes or no question in the chat for me, okay? All right, I got it. I got your question. Just stick with me for another minute. Wow, that's actually interesting, Brooklyn, because the very first card that came through was Six of Cups, and that is the reconciliation card. So that's actually, I would say, the only reconciliation card in the whole deck. Maybe Judgment could be considered a reconciliation, but it's like specifically means like reunion. You're welcome, Lena. All right, let's see. How will things go? How will things go? Okay, so they are showing that things will be better, happier, easier. You have the Sun, which talks about more playful, fun, enjoying yourself. Six of Cups in the Sun can also speak to children or childhood. So keep that in mind, because there might be a child involved, or maybe the connection creates a child, or I don't know. It can also speak to children in general, like your inner child. But there's just something around here that's talking about this. So as far as the connection, I think it's good. I think you guys are enjoying each other. I think things feel more positive. Things feel easier. Six of Swords talks about moving out of something that was hard or a hardship into something that is easier now. The Five of Wands does indicate, though, that there's still some adjustments needed to be made. I think it's just going to take an adjustment period. Five of Wands can talk about, oh, you do have children. Okay. I wonder if we'll all be spending time together. Oh, that's sweet, because it's like everyone's kind of holding hands and doing like ring around the rosy. So that's kind of cute. We also have again the Five of Wands. It just means that this is an adjustment period. This talks about how everyone involved here. It's a lot of people, and it's going to require giving benefit of the doubt, um, giving. There's a specific word, and it's not coming to mind. It's like giving benefit of the doubt, but basically just grace, giving each other grace. That's what I was trying to say. Throughout this period, because this is going to, there's still some things to work out. There's still some kinks to work out. I see with the death clarified by the Knight of Wands is that this is a transitional period. So that means that you probably won't go back to how things were before. We have two cards indicating transitions. We have the Six of Swords, and then we also have the Death. So I feel like a big transformation is underway, and I feel like if I kept shuffling, I probably would get the Judgment card, honestly, because I've mentioned it a couple of times already in this reading. Look at that. Cut the deck and I got the Lovers. That's sweet. So I feel like this talks about learning from the past, learning how things weren't working before, and really trying to take that information and move forward in a very positive way. So we're learning lessons here. I do think that this looks a lot better than previous attempts, previous tries, things like that. So yeah, Brooklyn, that is what I've got for you. I hope that reading resonated. You're welcome. All right, next up we have, Lena. We have Lena. Lena is here wanting to know her yes, no. She's been waiting a while. Will the wish come true? Let's take a look. Will the wish come true for Lena? Lena, I am getting a yes. I have the Fool. The Fool talks about starting over, starting anew. This is like a fresh start. This could also indicate moving into a time of your life where you feel free, you feel the ability to explore, try something new, go on an adventure. And mostly the energy is that you're doing something or being with someone or going somewhere where things don't feel like they have baggage. And if the wish specifically taught is like on like going to a place or learning something new, this kind of talks about you being very green or like a novice. So this feels almost like a starting over of sorts. It's just a very fresh, young, energetic card to have. So yes, I've got a yes for you there, Lena. Sakshi, I actually am done. My list is closed. My free list closed about 2.5 hours ago. So I am sorry about that. I'm actually working on my last reading now, and then I'm going to be signing off. You're welcome, Lena. Svetlana, are you here? Awesome. Svetlana, thank you for checking in. So for those of you who are hanging out with us, I'll probably be signing off pretty quickly after this, but I just want to take a quick minute to thank everyone tonight for being here, your support, your contributions, your likes, your donations, your subscription, all of that. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for another great stream. So, Svetlana, when it comes to the actions, actually, this whole reading has a lot of major arcana cards, like majority major arcana cards. And that talks about significant life themes, things that are going on in our life that are important. A lot of times when I notice more major arcana than minor in a reading, it indicates to me that whatever the situation is about, whatever the person's asking about, is a significant theme in someone's life. It's something, a lesson that needs to be learned, or something that needs to be highlighted here. It could also indicate a very important connection or a very important person that affects the trajectory of your future. So I feel like it's important that you recognize what feelings the Sagittarius is invoking in you, what is triggering you, what are you, what does this person make you feel? Do they make you feel worthy? Do they make you feel good enough? Do they make you feel undervalued? Do they make you feel like you're important? What are the things that this person is telling you? Because I feel almost like the Sagittarius, just this is a side note, is like a mirror for you. This person is reflecting up things within you. This could be insecurities. This could be where you hold your confidence. Whatever it is this person is invoking in you, it's very important to think to myself, what is the lesson here? What am I learning from this person? What are they showing me? How are they making me feel? A lot of times we put a lot of emphasis on what someone else is thinking about us, and we don't pay attention to what this person is doing to us, though. What are they making us feel? Is this how I want to feel in a connection with someone? And those are hard questions, but those are important things to ask yourself. So I think that was something that Spirit wanted to come through and say to you. I feel as though this person has a lot of interest in you, and I feel like this could be physical interest, like meaning physical affection with you or exploring a physical relationship with you. I feel like there's an attraction to you, but something tells me that he doesn't do anything about it. Like the Death card here, the Magician here, feels like the ball is in his court and that he has the ability to make something happen here, and he chooses not to. I asked if there is someone else in his life, and something feels very 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I wouldn't say that he's in a serious relationship but I do feel like he is romantically involved with another person. That doesn't mean that they're in a relationship. That does not mean it's serious. That just means this person that he, Sagittarius, it could be communicating with someone else in a romantic way, in a more than friends way. The Ace of Cups is here. We also have the Justice card, meaning that he's only given you half truths. The picture specifically here shows a woman who is blindfolded with one eye. And that is speaking to me right now, saying that he has given you half truth. You haven't fully received all the information that you need here. So he could be just telling you either what you want to hear, or he could just be not giving you all of the information. We also have the Wheel of Fortune here, and this talks about feeling lucky or getting lucky. So he could be feeling like he has it, like things going his way right now. As far as contact, no. Remember earlier I had said I don't think he's going to do anything about it. And I meant, what I guess I meant by that is that I don't feel like he's going to communicate with you right now. It's very possible that when this other thing that he is, this other person that he's communicating with, if that falls flat, that he'll reach back out to you. But right now, I think his mind is occupied, and I don't think that, I don't know. I don't want to word it like you're on the back burner. I don't want to word it like that, but I do feel like you have competition, and I do feel like other people have his attention right now. Svetlana, you're so welcome. Thank you for your donation. I hope that the reading was beneficial to you tonight. And everyone else, have a great rest of your evening. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. If not, you'll definitely see me Monday. Talk to you guys later. See you next time.